Welcome to our poster session, North Carolina Addresses Equity Through Blended Professional Development. This poster session illustrates how North Carolina took two of its evidence-based professional developments entitled Foundations of Mathematics and Reading Research to Classroom Practice and developed a blended format in order to increase access throughout the state. For over 20 years, these courses have been updated and delivered to thousands of educators throughout North Carolina. However, barriers existed that prevented many from accessing these opportunities. Barriers such as the number of days out of the classroom, the lack of funding within districts for substitutes, and due to the wide geographical regions, proximity to regionally held offerings. As a result, districts had a more difficult time developing and supporting the growth of their own instructors. To help address these barriers and increase the equity in which these courses are available, the North Carolina State Improvement Project executed a plan to create a blended format that would reduce the number of days out of the classroom, thus reducing the financial burden as well as the need for substitutes. The illustration in the center of the poster shows a comparison between the traditional format and the blended format. Both courses offer 30 hours of content, 10 hours of application homework, and pre- and post assessments. However, the differences lie in how the 30 hours of content are delivered. The traditional format involves participants completing 30 hours in person or 5 days with a certified instructor. The blended format, however, is structured so that 18 hours are synchronous or live with an instructor, or 3 days outside of the classroom, and 12 hours are asynchronous through online modules. The developers of the blended course wanted to make sure that the same content that was covered in the traditional format was also covered in the blended format. No content was added or deleted from the blended format. Originally, the synchronous days would still be face-to-face with an instructor. However, the COVID-19 pandemic led to one additional alternative for these live days. Due to the closures, many of our districts had to suspend the delivery of these courses. As a result, many educators throughout the state were unable to complete the course requirements. In response to this, the North Carolina State Improvement Project created a method that would utilize the online modules and deliver the synchronous content through live virtual professional development. And as a result, we were able to assist 25 districts throughout the state close out their reading research to classroom practice and Foundations of Mathematics courses. This created a third alternative to completing the in-person learning, where our participants could join us virtually as opposed to traveling to specific locations. As a result of these three formats, there is more access across the state to our professional development courses. There is also more opportunity for participants who wish to become district instructors to complete that process. Finally, since the State Board of Education recognizes the rigor of these courses, they allow our experienced out-of-state teachers who wish to convert to a North Carolina teaching license to fulfill the licensing requirements by successfully completing these courses in lieu of taking standardized assessments for reading and math. If you have any questions about how we developed our blended courses from our traditional formats, please feel free to reach out to Bridget Bilbrough, Melissa Towery, or Ginger Starling, listed at the bottom right of your screen. Thank you for the opportunity to share this experience with you.